Fanzone, united by the game, powered by Moore's World of Sport.
Welcome back to Fanzone, your favorite Zimbabwean sports podcast where we discuss any sporting activities and the sporting landscape and any activities in and around and involving Zimbabwe. Today's shows are going to be a packed one. We'll be discussing the Warriors AFCON campaign, what to expect for 2026, and also a football scout coming down from England to discuss how players can stand out. Joining us for today's show, it's a welcome back to Star FM sportscaster Simba Chiminya. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sips. Nice to be back on the show.
It is. Are you excited for today's show? Lots to talk about?
Yes, indeed, and also having a legend by my side.
Exactly. By Simba's side, in the dashing red cap, it is Lazarus Muhoni, who is a part of the Warriors squad, a former Warriors player, but also more particularly a part of the 2004 AFCON Warriors squad. We went to AFCON for the very first time. So, Lazarus, it's a good day to you. Thank you for coming on the set.
Thank you, Sips. Thank you, Simba. How are you guys? I'm here, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we know you've had a busy morning. You've travelled from England, but also from Retired just to be here. So thank you for your time. How was the trip?
The trip was all right. It's just because of I've got the passion in football. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy when I'm in the football territory environment.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, sure.
And Lazarus, his partner in crime sitting next to me, his name is Sean Smith, football scout from England. Sean as well, thank you for joining us on set today. How are you doing?
Yeah, good man. It's a pleasure to be here. Appreciate the invite. Yeah, here joining my boy Mali, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, your first time in Zim, how's it been?
It is, yeah, amazing, yeah. Weather's very different, as you can probably tell, I'm used to the cold and the wet, but loving it, really good.
Loving it, yeah. So, just to start off the conversation, Lazarus, you are a former Warriors player, and obviously our Warriors haven't played a lot of football since AFCON, and it has been a while, but what were your thoughts on the way they played and some of the performances?
I think maybe to start with, the generation which is now around, they need a lot of guidance in terms of behavior, in terms of how to do it, in terms of articulating everything, which is in football circles. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you think they need more guidance in terms of behavior? Is it from stories you've heard or what you see on camera?
Okay. Yeah, I think these days the social media, you can see the social media is taking this young generation in another level. You need to be guided properly and to have some self-discipline outside and inside the pitch. But when we used to play soccer, we were groomed in a way that our parents, they used to say, don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this. So, as for like now, you know, this young generation, they're independent, they can decide life, they can decide how to live their lives. But, so we are saying, as parents, we need to keep guiding these kids. You know, there's a lot of drugging now. We grew up without taking even drugs. The drug issue was silent. But these days, you can see 90% of this generation, most of them, they're taking drugs. Yeah.
Okay. And what about some of the results? What do you think the results?
Yeah, about the results, I think it's in the mindset of the players and the group which will be there. You have the passion, you have to set your goal that I need to do this as a player. Then when you are a group, you also need to have teamwork. You also need the football structures which are very good, like from the junior development. We must have a good junior development structure. I used to play for under 13, 15, 17, 20, 23, the young warriors. But these days, in the Zimbabwean nation, there's nothing like that. It's just, we used to do this, we used to do this. And it's not moving. And I'm sorry to say this, that's where we are going wrong. We have to have the junior development kicking, and we have to trust the process. Yeah.
Okay. And then you talk about technical structures and processes. Obviously, the way that the Zifa went about with the sacking of knees and hiring Marinika 2 months before it could have been done more professionally. But what did you think of Coach Marinika and what he managed to do in that short space of time?
Yeah, You see, our FA, to me, as a legend, I can say, sacking a coach whilst we are heading for the AFCON finals, that was a wrong decision to take. But at the same time, the new coach who has come in, I think he has tried to do a good job. Now he needs to keep the team. He also needs to inject the other new guys who have got the talent so that we have the continuity. Of course, we bowed down out of the competition, but we have these young players now coming in, Maswanise, Chirewa, to name a few, and you can blend them with the experienced guys so that we can move. If you've got a set of players who are under 25 years in this current team, we are good to go. We just need to give them time, including the coach. Let's give the coach the time. Of course, what happened. It's water under the bridge. We need to give the coach the time so that he can experiment as we go. I think he can build a good team with these youngsters. We've got plenty of young, talented outside the country, inside the country, here in Zimbabwe. So it's a question of blending those guys, blending that young generation and give them time. Say, for example, you give them 3-4 years to blend and keep on developing them. In the next 4 years, I think we can have a team which we can qualify for the World Cup. But we also need the corporate to come in and support. You see what's happening. I'm loving what's happening these days. If you see the zeal which the supporters have these days in the Zimbabwe Premier League, people want to watch Scotland. They want to watch Moors. They want to watch Dynamos. They want to watch Highlanders. They want to watch the Simba Bora. They want to watch FC Platinum. They want to watch Scotland. You see, so that vibe can also help us to take our football to another level. So we are in the good direction. As for the corporate, it's coming in. The corporate is supporting. I don't want to lie. When we used to play, we didn't have that support which these young generation or these teams are having. So we are saying to the other teams, they also need to look for sponsors. For example, we have our big teams. The big three, we call the big three. Dynamos, Caps, Islanders. Yeah, we need them to be back on the top there so that they carry a lot of supporters, and that's business now in football. And also, we will be happy as supporters. Supporters will be coming in Faro, Baba Fields, National Sports, Chawanda Stadium there. Now we've got Hard Rock coming in. So this is going massive, and football is developing, and also the young generation, they can earn a living out of that.
Yeah. So Lazarus mentioned a couple of the young players, and you watched some of the Warriors games, Sean. Mm-hmm. Were there any names that you particularly remember, thought like, that was actually a good player, or who stood out to you?
Yeah, well, I'll make it clear that I am an outsider, so it's my first time sort of following Zimbabwe from a fan perspective. I think what stood out to me was sort of the energy and the application. I thought, like, the Egypt game, I think, to be frank, I think it was more, there was a palpable difference in investment levels and I think a long-term project. But I think in terms of the talent of the boys and in terms of the amount of work they put in for each result, I thought it was brilliant. I thought man for man, watching them against South Africa, I thought, again, from an unbiased perspective, I thought the talent in Zimbabwe is palpably levels above. But it's maybe just that sort of, how you say, that long-term sort of coaching that you can see, like the tactical nous, because I think obviously the amount of money the South African FA pours into it and things like that. But I agree with you, 4 years of a sustainable project and investment, there's no telling what Zimbabwe can do.
And I know that Lazarus, amongst the old dogs, they call it the glory days of the Warriors, they like to reminisce on their own team. And just out of a sort of fun question, out of curiosity, your team that played in the 2004 AFCON versus the team that's just played now, who do you think would win in a football match?
I don't want to be biased, but
you're going to.
But I can say our team
Why?
can win. Why? Our team had balance, had workhorses, had everything, had discipline, had foreign-based players who had the passion. I'm not saying these boys which are coming from the from outside Zimbabwe, they are not passionate, but I'm saying our team was blended well because we had that talent which was mixed with the experience. Then also we had stature, to be honest. We had stature. I'm not saying to play in the national team you must have a big body, but if you check the likes of Jerem Jitap, Patrick Boma, Jemba, Augustine Bami, you can see even Okocha, those guys, they were huge. So if you have such type of players going 50-50 with these young boys, you can see that these young boys can also have a difficult time with the boys who are big. But at the same time, this young generation now, they've got talent. I can say they've got talent. If they mix the talent with also the energy and the stamina, we can go far. But our team, I think, will win because we have a lot of talent. Peter Ndlovu, Adamski, Lazarus Mali Muhoni, Johan Singozo, George Mbwando, Kaitano Tembo, Dumisani Commando. You can see Dixon Choto. You see, so our team was, and the late Charles Yohani, Desiderio Capena, Tulani Ngube, Zenzo Moyo. You see, even our bench was full of talent. So I can say our team was going to take it.
Just taking us through the Lazarus.
Yes.
You spoke about size. So at AFCON, it really matters when you go play in Africa, having a big size.
Yeah, big size can be an advantage to you also. Check. Let's go to Cameroon, or let's go to Senegal. To Senegal, I think there were just about 3, including Mane, the guys who were not very big. But most of them, you see, they are huge. Area Tassel, even, you see, Mendy is big. But even talking of Morocco, Hakimi's body is big. You cannot say Hakimi is a small boy. He has got the stamina. You can go 50-50 with him. You can see that, yeah, there's a man here. So, like what you're saying, it will be an advantage, an added advantage, if you've got also the stamina. You see what Cristiano Ronaldo is. He's got the stamina. That's what has taken Cristiano to reach this far. He trains, he's got the stamina, he's got the energy, and this can help him bulldoze also through some other players.
Yeah, okay. So you spoke very fondly of your teammates and that 2004 AFCON. Simba, I know you have a couple of questions for Lazarus about that campaign and that qualification for AFCON.
Yeah, and just take us through, the moment that you qualified, and our game was, the game against Cameroon, or just stepping to the Africa Cup of Nations, how it was for you getting there for the first time as a group.
Whoa. To be very honest, I was a bit nervous because that competition is of high magnitude. You see, when you play the guys like Sami Eto'o, you are watching him. Last week you'll be watching him playing for Barcelona. This week you are playing him, rubbing shoulders. You also play with Jerem Jitap. Jitap was playing for Chelsea. You saw him last weekend or a few days before you play him. Patrick Boma, all those guys, Jemba for Manchester United. So you can say like this. You at one moment when we were doing the warm-up, I have to tell you this. When we were doing the warm-up, you could stare at him. Is it Eto'o I'm going to play with? You see Jemba. You see Ringo Belsong jumping. Then you say, hey, am I going to match him? But with the self-belief now, and also the courage, you say, no, he's a man of 2 legs. I also have 2 legs. Let's fight for the ball. no respect. Respect later. But in the game of football, no respect. And that was the thing which helped us as local players. Because myself, I was coming from Black Rhinos, and the other guys were coming from Highlanders, Dynamos. So you could see, you have never played these guys. At least for Peter, Adam, they had played these guys maybe in Europe, somewhere there. But us, you're coming from Rufaro Stadium, from one commando barracks or Sakuva Stadium. Then you're going to meet someone who's coming from no camp. You can imagine the difference. But that was a very good thing. Playing also Seydou Iketia, and Seydou Keita, okay? And you can say that he's on fire at Barcelona, but I'm with him now. So the moment the game went, 10 minutes into the game, you see you're passing the ball, you're also having tackles, you're taking the ball from him, then you have self-belief that we can do it.
And Lazarus, you've been seeing other nations, like just give you an example of Senegal, the former players being involved, Elijah Diouf, and you've also seen Ghana, the likes of Asamoah Gyan, Stephen Appiah, same in Cameroon, being involved with the national team, being ambassadors. And do you think also the former players here have got that role they need to play?
Thank you so much, Simba, for asking that question. I can take you to 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Myself from football, I was myself, Norman Mapeza. Then in music, there was the late Oliver Mtukudzi. Then Elliot Mjaji. Then there was, in cricket, there was Hamilton Masagaza. 5 of us were given the roles of UNICEF ambassadors. You see? So, to do the campaign for the World Cup. So, the involvement which we were doing in that campaign helped a lot in mobilizing Africa to support South Africa at the World Cup. Then, around 2012, myself, Desmond Maringwa, and Norman Mapeza, we were Coca-Cola ambassadors for the youth tournament which was held in Mutare there for under 14. So you can see that the former players, if they are involved, it makes weight, and this gives confidence to the FA and to the fans and to the Zimbabwean nation as a whole, or to the country as a whole. Like what is happening in Cameroon. Samuel Eto'o is the FA president. This is very good. We need that to happen in Zimbabwe. Not having a businessman who is running computer's business, who is not versed in football, and he is coming here in our football game and is now saying, guys, we are playing Morocco, what are we going to do? Like that. We must have these guys like former players. Peter Ndov is coming in. We have Dumisani Mpofu. We have Lazarus Muhoni coming in the structures. And you can see the FA will run well because no one will tell us how to give the players the motivation who are in camp. We know that already, that if you do this, 1, 2, 3, these players will be motivated. We're playing Egypt. How can we manage Salah? How can you manage, how are we going to manage other superstars like Salah when you are playing these type of players? So, if you're a former player, this will help you, and this will help the nation and the FA to move very swiftly in the football circles. Yeah.
So you wrapped up your career, obviously, and you moved to the UK, and that's where you met Sean. So Sean, can you tell us a little bit about what you and Lazarus do and how you two met?
Yeah, it's a weird story. So I was working in Cape Town for a different venture, and I got speaking to a former Zimbabwean youth international. So he was playing out there, I think, in Division 3 or 4. And then we just got talking. He asked me to sort of represent him. So I did that, got him a few trials, things like that. He was actually mentored by Mali here, so put us in touch. And then I think there's good synergy between our characters, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I think it's more so our passion for football. So currently we're working on a few things behind the scenes, focusing more on like academies and foundations as opposed to for-profit agencies and things like that. So yeah, watch this space. I think I'll have more news for you towards the end of the year, but we're hoping to open like a foundation academy, one that's community driven. Focusing on youth talent as he's been discussing.
Okay, and so you're not quite a scout, as you say, more like an agent.
Yeah, so I help with, my expertise is more on the commercial side, so I look at football as a business. He obviously brings the football expertise. So it's more just like helping players, helping them with their finances, like setting them up for success that way, like in terms of monetizing their personal brand. I think there's a big problem, especially in Africa, of predatory agents. I think there's quite a few famous stories coming out of West Africa in terms of like successful agents that have just been skimming their players and stuff. I think that's something that we're trying to avoid and change the stereotype. I guess it's more just like football commercial is a good way to look at it.
Football commercial. And so you're based in the UK and you have a good relationship with Lazarus, but my main question is, what's brought you here to Zim?
The weather, to be honest. No. More just finding out the legend that is Mali. Like obviously in the UK, he's a very humble guy, quite a normal bloke, I'd say. Like got a good family, so I think we had good characters. And I think what interested me is I'd just like to come here, learn more about the football infrastructure. Very much a rookie when it comes to Zimbabwean football. I knew of Dynamos growing up, but that's about it. And then I think seeing the way Scotland, for example, like now dominates social media. There's quite a few sleeping giants, isn't there, as well, in terms of like Dynamos and Caps, as you were talking about, that I think, yeah, would be good if one day we can collaborate and see if we can get them back to the top. It's more just like educational, learning, meeting people. That's my goal here.
Yeah, okay, so to meet more of Lazarus' side of the football world.
Yeah, and just to kind of get to know. If I want to do business here and help the youth, I've got to sort of immerse myself in the culture and learn it. I can't be like an outside party, I've got to sort of learn it.
And you seem to have been following a lot of Zimbabwean football on social media, but what is your impression generally about the local football? Of course, you saw the Warriors also play.
Yeah, so we've got a few tours coming up in the next few days, so I'll have a better assessment. But generally speaking, it's similar to my other experiences in Africa. It's like the talent's there, the athleticism's there, but I'd say it's just lacking the infrastructure. So I think once we get sort of coaching, like streamlined pathways and that, like better 3G pitches, do you know what I mean? Like if you compare African talent to a lot of European talent, it's chalk and cheese. I think a lot of African talent has the speed advantage, the technical advantage, things like that. It's just those pathways. Like you look at all the African stars now, and it's like Salah had to, 3 hours on a bus journey every day. It's like if Salah was living in Spain, do you think he'd be on the bus for 3 hours a day? Do you know what I mean? He'd be paid for, like he'd be moved to one of the big boys, like something like that. So that's kind of my impression.
And so after this trip, are you trying to create a pathway to the UK, Europe for some of the talent you might see here, or what's the main plan?
Yeah, so I think in terms of region, I would probably leave the UK for now. Just being honest, I think because we're quite we're starting off, right? Like I think we've got a 5-year roadmap, but I think to start with, we're going to focus more on like Eastern Europe and your Scandinavian countries, the ones that are quite, let's say, friendly to African talent already. I think a lot of them, one of the main blockers that we've encountered is visas, isn't it? Like, it's nothing to talent, it's nothing to what they think of the boys, it's just more so visas. So I think going down those pathways where it's just if we can get the boys and move very easily, I think that's going to be the focus. So yeah, Scandinavia, Eastern Europe is going to be the start.
Okay. And so Lazarus, what got you into this field of work? You love football and you love youth. Is that what got you into this sort of industry?
Yeah. When I was playing football, I saw myself saying to myself, maybe I can't do coaching. Not that I don't know coaching. I didn't want to be too much on the spotlight in terms of, if you are doing coaching, if you are a coach, there's too much pressure each and every time. There's no uncertainty. There's too much uncertainty in terms of even settling. One day you are here, in the next 3 months you are at Wange, you are being fired there, then the next thing you are Dynamos, something is happening again, and at the end of the day, you see, you don't settle. You've got also the family, you need to settle. So I opted to go for the administration side, which involves a lot of also scouting young talent, because I also came to football as a young boy. So I said to myself, I have to support the junior development. The junior development, that's the one which doesn't have too much pressure. You can groom your boys, then you can take them wherever you want to take them, and they become big boys. at the same time, even to the big teams or to the Division 1 teams, then in the Premier League, I'm happy to work as a scout for the team rather than to work as a coach. For example, I can give you an example. When Manica Diamonds was formed, I was there. They were the guys who formed Manica Diamonds. Yes, I was one of them, even to call the other guys to be in the executive, the chairman, the other guys, secretary. It was through my recommendation. Let's bring this one. Let's bring this one. Then you can make a good team, even the players. So for the players, if we check almost the bulk of the players which started at Manica Diamonds, I was the one who was given the head of junior development and scout. And I had to scout players from FC Platinum, down there in Gezi Platinum, in Harare, Blawayo, all over Zimbabwe. I had to scout players and to bring them to Manica Diamonds. And that was a lovely team, and I was happy because I knew that I've done a very good job in scouting players. So I said to myself, I need to keep on doing that. So when I moved to England, I said to myself, okay, I love junior football, junior development, so what can I do here? When I met Sean, I think Sean came in when I was also already doing that. I grew up young Zimbabwean players, young talented, not talented such, but I just grew up the young kids from age of 13, 14, and try to give them the knowledge. At voluntary level, I do that. But I'll be doing some coaching, you see, but not on a higher level. So that's what I'm doing, including my son. I've got a son who is 14 years now, 10 to 14 years, 2 months ago. So I know if I see this, my son, I know there's great talent. So I say to myself, the talent must not go down in the drain. I have to support it. Through what? Let me coach him. Let me coach the girl also. My girl is 12 years old. And I asked the girl, do you love football? And she said, Daddy, I want football. So every day, whenever we get the time, we go, we play football, I teach them, I coach them. So they've got also friends. The friends, the parents of the friends, they also call me. Can you help? Can you help them? Can you help them? Please help my son. So now there's a group now, which we are working on, and this is very good. So I've got the passion for the junior development, and also in football scouting. So when I was doing that, Sean came in, and Sean is coming in from the commercial side. So I said, no, I think we have to do something. Then I said, I also talked about Zimbabwe, introduced Zimbabwe to Sean. He said, let me get to know Zimbabwe. He was following Zimbabwe now on the social media, and there we are now. He said, no, we have to go to Zimbabwe. We have to do something in football. That's how it came about.
Still got a long way to go though, but it's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. And so you've expressed that you're not happy with the level of junior development in football, Lazarus. So you've come back to Zim. Are you planning on starting a foundation, agency, academy? Is there a plan in progress to try and uplift?
Very true. We have something which is coming up. We have a plan. We are going to introduce the Lazarus Mali Muhoni Foundation. Why did I put Mali? Mali carries a lot of history because I scored that goal, which made us qualify for the first time ever since independence. So, for the Zimbabwe nation, we say we are bringing in the foundation, the Lazarus Mali Muhoni Foundation. And also, we have got an academy which is coming in. We are still planning about it. And why are we going for the academy? It goes back to my issue. I want to support the Zimbabwean young talent because that's where football begins. Catch them young and also trust the process. So Sean is coming in. He loves football. I think some time ago, we were at Manchester City there, at Etihad. We went together with my boy. He had just for exposure, I brought in my boy. He had a training session there. and he was very happy. And now he's enjoying football now. And he's saying, I want to be in Etihad there in the next 5 years. So that's how it came about. So we are pushing on, and we will push on to have the academy here with my friend, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lazarus, can you just tell us about, you spoke about your son who went to Etihad, but you've got another son at Kaizer Chiefs. If you could just tell us about him. Is he now ready to play for the Warriors like you, or is going to be pushed?
Yeah, I think for that one, what I did is, I don't want to use my name. That's my message every time. I don't want to use my name to uplift my son or whoever. He has to work for his name. That's my policy. Work for your name. Don't say I'm the son for Lazarus Muhoni, or I'm the son, I'm the daughter for Lazarus Muhoni. You guys, you know me as fans. You coaches, you know me as fans. So just play me. No, it's not my policy. For that one, he's working very, very well, and he's working very hard. Now he's pushing, and in the next 2 years or so, I think he will be in the senior team there, and we'll be happy to see him playing. And also for the Zimbabwean nation, I think also the Zimbabwean nation would love him to come. Yes, would love him to come. So we'll see how it goes as with time.
So is it what level, under 19 or?
Yeah, under 19 now. Yes, he's at under 19 level now.
He's a crazy baller. You seen him?
No, not yet.
Oh, look him up.
He's good.
Proper talent, yeah. 100% will be playing in Europe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have been to Africa before, as you mentioned. You work in Cape Town, and Lazarus has managed to pull you here to Zim.
Yeah.
But did you have like any skepticism, maybe like, will this sort of thing work in Zim, or did you have any like pushback on your own thoughts and doubts?
It's a good question. Trying to get me in trouble. Honestly, no. Like, I've been to Africa before. I think growing up as to be frank, a white Westerner, you got a vision of Africa. You go and it's just nothing like that. So to be frank, no, I had no hesitation. I learned a lot about him. I think he's a good ambassador for the country. So it's surpassed the expectation of how friendly everyone is. That's just the vibe. So yeah, enjoyed it a lot.
That's good. That's good. So are there more African countries planned at the moment, or just Zim for the time being?
Yeah, good question. I think there's a couple in mind, but I think Zim's got to be the priority for now. I think we're a limited team. We're trying to stay lean. I think we only really want to bring on people we trust. It's one of the things in terms of the foundation from the commercial side is also just how it runs day to day. Like, without getting too deep, like if you've got a foundation, you've got a bunch of coaches. You also need safeguarding measures. You also need like vetting measures for coaches and things. Like you need to make sure the boys are like safe, secure, enjoying their football, everything like that. So there's a lot of. We don't want to do this as like a quick fix. We want to really put our sort of effort and capital into this. So we have like a long-term sustainable project, but for sure the goal is continent-wide academies.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. So it's Sean's first time in Zim, and he's enjoying it, but it also would have been a lot of the first-time visits for some of the under-19 Cricket World Cup people who have played. Unfortunately, our young chevrons have bowed out of the tournament. The first time we've gone into an under-19 World Cup without a win, but again, tough results. Simba, we lost to India and Bangladesh in the Super 6. But again, this exposure of hosting the World Cup it's good for Zim.
Yeah, indeed, it's good for Zim, but we should have spiced it up with winning at least one game.
Yeah.
Of course, getting in the Super Sixes, yeah, we managed to achieve that, but without winning one game, we thought that maybe winning one game was also going to be good for us. But all the same, you just look at that and try to take a positive. Even the negative side, you work on it to say, how did we fail to win a game? And then you work on those things. You look at countries like, India, England, and you saw how devastating England were, and even Scotland, and then say what exactly are they doing right? Which are the things that we can copy from them? I think for Zimbabwe cricket, that's the job that they need to do now. They managed to do well, winning the right to hosting the tournament, of which I think was a success in terms of hosting. But now we need to improve on the field of play.
Yeah. That's true. It's unfortunate our game against Scotland was cancelled. That's where we had the best chance of winning a game. But you've been staying at Cresta, Sean, so you've been seeing a lot of those buses coming in and out, and you've been rubbing shoulders with a lot of the under-19 teams. Who have you seen from the teams, and who's there?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was the India and Bangladesh team and the Scotland team that were staying at Cresta, unless I'm mistaken, which I'm going to get in trouble for. But yeah, all great lads. I think they're all loving their time in Zimbabwe. I think, as you said, like, it's still a victory to host and like run a tournament really smoothly. And I heard nothing but sort of like everyone was really enjoying it, glowing recommendations, things like that.
Yes, that's the under-19s, and there's also been the under-20. The under-20 Harare Paramount Garment League kicked off over the weekend, and sitting at the top of the tables, the Marandera Talons, the Pitbulls, and the Zambezi Steelers. So they'll also be interesting. We'll be keeping you guys updated as the rugby season goes on. Sylvester Chipfumbu, he was one of our he was one of our fighters from Zimbabwe, competed over the weekend. And after the Temba Garimbo story, it's been nice to hear that there's some nice Zimbabwean diaspora, could you call him, who's fighting at the moment.
Yeah, for Sylvester, he's always been grounded. He doesn't want to do much of the talking outside the ring, and you do the talking inside the ring. But he's been doing well, and his ambition is also to go the same route, to go to UFC, and using the United Arab Emirates Warriors as a platform for him to get to the bigger stage. But he's been really doing well, and when he faced Gustavo Ribeiro from Brazil, he said it was not one of these best fights, but he just managed to find a way to win it, and he's waiting to get another title fight this year. And remember, he is the reigning featherweight champion of the UAE Warriors featherweight bout. So I just wish that he gets another fight soon, and then if he wins that one, probably more things are going to open for him. But I really like the way that he carried himself.
Yeah, it was a great fight for him. He said not his best, but at least he still got the W, and we're moving on to the next stage. So as we get close to the 2026 PSL season, there's always lots of rumours going around. And Simba's rumoured that Chickenin are doing a lot of scouting and hunting, but for players outside of Zim. Normally the Chickenin budget has never been this big before, so it's obviously an increase in budget maybe.
Yeah, I think this season is going to be really interesting because most of these teams are getting players outside the country, and the good thing is they are not just getting foreigners. They are getting players that are national team players. So it means that the value that they are bringing is better than the other foreigners that have been coming into the country of late. And you look at the players that Chickenin are being linked with. Bino from Malawi, striker with Silver Strikers, playing for the national team as well, is coming. There are also two defenders from Namibia, Tyrese Ikukumbe, and there is another one, Alex Mbango, and they're playing for University of Namibia, and they're also part of the national team. Look at their ages, 23, 25, good ages. And Eswatini for the first time bring in players to Zimbabwe. Two at Hard Rock, the captain, Neliswa Dlamini, he was the captain of Nsingizi in Hot Space, is now at Hard Rock. Top there striker, Sambulo Simelani, is also there, and Kwake Twala at Scotland. And you look at these players, they are national team players, they've got the exposure. And for Nsingizi in Hot Space, they were playing in the Champions League. Yes, people might look at it and say, Eswatini, but they managed to dump Simba Bora out of the Champions League. So they've got something. And you look at the countries like Eswatini, Namibia, Malawi, when they are playing for the World Cup qualifiers or the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, they use normally the locally based players. So they get the exposure. They will be rubbing shoulders with the professionals coming from Europe. So in terms of exposure, they have got it. So I think they're going to bring in something to the league. And another rumor also happening is that Temptation Chiunga, he was released by Dynamos. It seems like he was on his way to Simba Bora and actually went to Botswana to join the Simba Bora pre-season camp. But then another offer came in from Chickenin, and he's in Blawe now to seal a deal with Chickenin.
That's very interesting. You know, Lazarus, if you look at the league now, teams like Chickenin have got a bigger budget. There's now Scotland, Dynamos with a big budget. Caps are coming in. Moors, Hard Rock, new teams in the club. There's definitely a lot more financial input into the PSL. Tell us about like the difference in the levels compared to when you were playing at Dynamos and to now.
Wow. I want to give a pom-pom to what's happening now. You see, I think during the show, I talked about the corporates coming in our league. You see, I can give an example. In South Africa, you can see the corporate, you can see the sponsors. That thing can push or can drive football onto another level if we've got more corporates coming in to support. So, like what you are saying about Chicken's budget, Simba Bora. So he started with Buchu, this guy Simba Bora. I think I can say the last 3 years or 4 years we're talking about FC Platinum and Ngezi. And we knew that if you go there, that's where money is. You understand? But now, we are not talking of FC Platinum or Mungezi. They are part of. So I'm happy. That's why I'm saying I can give a pam-pam to what's happening now. We want all the clubs to have good sponsorship, to have these corporates coming in as sponsors and to drive our football. It will be massive. We need this to happen so that our young generation can also earn a living. You see, football, it's now business these days. It's not all about playing. We create a business scenario through football. So I'm happy. And this now is a challenge to the other clubs who are not active in terms of financial master. They need to look for sponsors. They need to engage these corporates so that the winning bonuses can be good, the signing on fees can be good. We used to have we used to know this only from Europe or from South Africa, that you'll be given a signing on fee for 3 years for such an amount or for millions of dollars. But here, what happened to Kama Billet when he came in? Yeah, that's what we want. Billet was given this. He had a signing of this. Knowledge Msona comes in, he gets this. You see, all these guys who are coming in, it's because the corporate, or it's because these guys now, there's money in football business. So let's keep on doing that. And if you see, the teams who don't have a financial muscle, they will struggle. I don't want to lie. Because even if you ask myself, if you put a team which is well sponsored and the team which is not well sponsored, where do I go? I go to this team which is well sponsored. That's why you see too much movement of players. He was on a loan deal or for 1 year. Now he's going to this team. Yeah, that's good. That's good for football. And now, like what Simba said about the coming in of the other nations or other players from other nations. Someone is coming from Malawi, someone is coming from Namibia, and these are national team players. Now the value they are bringing in here, it's massive. Our football is going on another level. I can say, I wish like going back to football, to play again in Faro, scoring goals, scoring 25 goals, 20 goals, getting a golden boot, getting a soccer star of the year, like I did in 2002, soccer star of the year award. If it was like this year's or this time or the current time, we're going to make money. Yeah,
that's interesting. So a lot of these teams with this new budget that they have, there's been a lot of international players coming to the league. And Sean, just as a football fan and a pundit and watcher, you watched a lot of Prem. I know you said your football team's been relegated to the championship. But
let's not talk about that.
Do you think, can there ever be too many international players in a league? Let's say if you're in England, can there be too many players from outside?
I don't think so. I think there needs to be regulation in terms of like teams need to have a minimum number of nationals, because I think otherwise then it's detrimental to the national team and youth opportunities. But I think just getting foreign spectators, I think diversity is nothing but a strength. And I think even from a commercial perspective, like you engage with new markets, like as much as Heung-min Song is one of Tottenham's best ever players, it's accelerated Tottenham's revenue because they've got a whole new base out in East Asia. And I think if Zimbabwe's opening up to new African countries and new markets, like that can only be positive.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, on this topic of financial import, Lazarus, your old coach, Sunday Mofu, he was given a car. What are your thoughts on that? Just him his flowers being given to him.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the guys who are involved in this deal, who are involved in this support to Coach Sunday Mofu. I was touched. Myself, I'm a Christian. You see, if you do good things, you have to be rewarded. So, to me, I have to say thank you guys to everyone who was involved in support of giving our coach. He did a lot of things. He's the man who was the main man when we qualified for the Nations Cup for the first time ever. To me, I can say we are heroes. We are heroes. If we are heroes, heroes need to be supported and to be awarded or to be acknowledged. So Mofe has been awarded. Us as players also, we will follow our father. I know they are watching, they are listening. Whoever, the corporates who are coming in, I'm also saying the whole team, if it's possible, they are heroes. You can award them. Yeah, we need that support to be recognized. You see, Oliver Mtukuzi, he's late now. Because of his talent, he was awarded. He was recognized. So we need this. This will also motivate our coming generation, our kids, that, okay, if I do a good thing, if I don't take drugs, if I do this achievement can lead me to go even to be invited for lunch by the president. You understand? Or to be invited for lunch by the sports minister. You understand? So all this happened when we were playing football. You see high-profile ministers or a sports minister is there, or even the president is there, or the high-profile people coming in to watch you in the stadium. So you can say, when you're saying Simuzai Mureza with Zimbabwe, or when you are singing the national anthem, it's very good to see yourself raising the Zimbabwean flag high just because of your talent. So thank you so much to everyone who have the support to this. It's not all about football. Even in music, we are seeing that in whatever, in any type of talent which our children are having. Please, let's support them. They need to be supported. And I'm happy for Mofu. And well done. Thank you so much. Yeah. Stay blessed.
Yeah, so obviously financial strength is always good in the PSL, but a team who is struggling at the moment and actually actively trying to sell their franchise is FC Hunters. Simba, what's the update with FC Hunters? Are they sold? Are they not sold? What's going on?
So the case is now before ZIFA, and they are looking into it. And during the past week, we also saw a letter from Harare City, who had initially entered into a deal with Hunters, saying that they pulled out of the deal, so leaving Ngombeaora and only Ngombeaora. So maybe just wait to see how ZIFA are going to solve it, or it's look likely it's going to be Ngombeaora doing the deal with Hunters. But the good thing is, what you just need is to have a team that has got the financial muscle to sustain itself in the league. Because with the way that teams have got money, the top teams, and we don't know the situation whereby what happened last year when he had the likes of Quaker United, making history, just having only one win during the course of the season. It's not really healthy for the league, because you look at Scotland, you look at Hard Rock, Simba Bora, even look at corporates. The corporates now chicken in, they are pouring a lot of money. FC Platinum are doing the same thing. So when you have got a team that doesn't have the financial muscle, it's going to make football boring, and they are not going to really last the mile. So it's better that they give the franchise to a team that has got the capabilities.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. So you're obviously agreeing there, Lazarus.
Very, 100%. I agree with Simba. Let's give the guys who can do it for the good of our football than having teams which will be struggling every time they don't have a bus to take them to the stadium. They don't have money to pay players. Players are striking week in, week out. It's not healthy for the league. It's not healthy even for the league sponsors. Why? What's happening? And you can see there will be a lot of disturbances on fixtures and this, doing this, and also our PSO will not run smoothly, because the moment you are playing that team which is not financially stable, then you know that week, if you have got you were on fire, maybe you'll be having that thought that maybe they will not come to the stadium. And to be honest, you see them on Sunday, they will not pitch up, and your morale or your level which you were pushing will be demoralized. You'll be affected. So we want teams to play games, fulfill fixtures which have got financial muscle. If you don't have a financial muscle, please go back to the drawing board and organize yourself, or you can go to the lower league and play that side. But in the Premier League and Division 1, we also need these teams to be financially muscled, and so that for the good of the game, and also for the fans as a whole.
As a whole, wow.
Yeah.
So there's some very interesting words there. You want more financial muscle in the PSL just to keep the sport going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean talked about a player taking a bus for 3 hours, going maybe to the field or to the match venue. We don't want such situations. You know, for example, in South Africa, if you move 100, if the journey is more than 100 kilometers, you take a plane. You understand? So we need that to happen in Zimbabwe. Myself, I used to play for Dynamos. We will not go to Hwange using a bus. We were going to Hwange using a plane. Even at Black Rhinos, we used to use a plane there, going to Hwange. After the game, you take the plane back. Then we are here around 8 o'clock, but you played in Hwange. Around 5 o'clock, you were in Hwange. You see, you don't have to move for a long time in the bus or stay for a long time in the bus, because we need also to value our players. Their health is also important for the good of the game. Yeah.
Well, those are the words there from Lazarus Muhoni and from Sean as well. Thank you for sitting in the fan zone with us. Sean, you gotta love Zim Square Place. You're really enjoying the weather at least, so that's gonna be great.
Not that you can tell, but yeah, it's nice.
That's so great. But thank you for sitting in the fan zone with us. If you guys have enjoyed, if you know actually, you actually are a musician.
Oh yeah.
Before we get there, yes.
Yeah.
How did that career sort of come about?
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. I just want to say it in short. I grew up in a family. My father was a music director in our church called CCAP Church of Central African Presbyterian. It's a Malawian church. We speak Chewa mixed with Shona in English also. So I grew up in that family of 7 people. I'm one of the 2 boys there. So my father was a music director. So, and my mother also. We grew up in Sunday school. We were singing in church choir. We were singing, and I was also a music director. I'm still also a music director in Mutare, CCAP, and Mbare here in Harare. So I even started singing before playing football. So, but I didn't go solo, or I didn't push it too much, so that I can be like someone, for example, like Mayendere or Dokas Moyo, in the greats in the gospel industry. So my passion kept on pushing, and I was balancing now soccer and music. So I was singing for the group called, we formed a group called CCAP Voice of Sakuva, and I'm also a good songwriter. I wrote a song, the hit, which was in 2004, called Chauta. I think everyone knows that hit. Even on TV, it was a massive hit. On radio, I'm the one who wrote that song. I wrote a lot of songs in Chewa and Shona and English, but I didn't record more. So with this CCP Voice of Sakuva, we recorded about 3 albums. Now we are still there, but you know, because of migrating, people are migrating, but the group is still there. Then I came to Harare. I joined Mbare Voices. You know that song Ganganga, We Mili Ganganga. Yeah, for CCP Voice of Mbare. That's the group which I sing with even up to now. We are still with CCP Voice of Mbare. I'm the music director. I write songs. I also direct music for the choir in the church. So I'm happy about that, but we do it as a group.
You had a choir competition as well, didn't you?
Yeah, recently in December, last past December, we had a choir competition which came up even with Sean. We said, let's do a choir competition because we love music, and we called it the Muhoni Festival in conjunction with CCAP Church. We did it in Bari there to support the kids, and the competition went well, and there were lots of choirs there who competed, and this was massive. So the passion for music is still there. In music, I've got friends, Tembalami, Mahendere, those also, Tokas Moyo, Japreza, these are my friends. All of them, Wingy D. They know me. If you check, when you are playing these games, the musicians versus the legends, you can see they will be saying, where's Lazarus? Where is this? Myself, I was checking, where's Sulumani? Where's Macheso? Where's Japreza? Where's Wingy D? You see, so we interact with that. Music and football, I'm happy with that. Yeah. So we'll keep on doing that until then.
And so, obviously, you're good friends with Sean. Sean is going to be expecting you to on one of the Muhoni songs.
No, no one wants to hear that.
just football.
Just to support,
yeah. But Lazarus, during your time, were you the lead singer in the Warriors dressing room?
Yo, thank you so much. You reminded me of something. George Mbugando gave me a nickname called Jaru because of my voice. It's horsey, and I was the lead singer during the campaign for the 2004 World Africa Cup of Nations. Every game we played Eritrea, we went to Mauritania, Egypt. Every game, I was the lead singer in the changing room. You would hear Peter saying, "Hey, Jaru, can you start the song?" David Manigora, even the Dynamos were saying, "Please start the song." Mofu was saying, hey, Mali, please motivate the boys. Can you start the song? So I could choose so many songs, even singing gospel songs. You know, this choir, we say choruses from gospel, on the gospel perspective. You can say, Atimbo Chema, Taka Wina Bora. You understand? You will be mixing the gospel and putting also soccer. So I ended up being given the name Jaru, and I want to acknowledge and to say thank you so much to George Mbugando, the German-based player, my brother there, George Mbugando. He gave me that nickname, Jaru. Most of these people, or the fans, you don't know, I've got plenty of nicknames: Mali, Jaru, Mansoja, Kabila. Then the last one, when I was still young, I was given a nickname at school called Madaja. If I hear someone calling me Madaja, I know that person is from Mutare. He saw me playing soccer when I was still 12 years and below. If I hear someone saying Madaja, I know, okay, this boy or this person, I will look him twice in his face. That, no, how did you know this? Obviously, you were in Mutare when I used to grow up. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Wow, so quite the career, and some more music to come.
More music is coming. Yeah, we were in the. We now want to also to get back and for people to enjoy music. It's coming up now. I'm retired in football, but I'm doing football. But at the same time, in music, you don't retire. In music, you can retire, but they say the older you go in music, that's the maturity, and you keep on doing that. So more music is coming also on my side with these guys, voice of CCAP, voice of Mbare, and CCAP, voice of Sakuba. We are going to the studio, and we are going to feature one of these prominent, these icons in music. Maybe one day you will hear Dokas Moyo featuring on our album, Michael Mahendere featuring on our album. Even Japreza, you can hear him. Why not? He's a human being. Yeah, if he wants to sing gospel, you can also come and sing. Yeah. We can feature him. Tembelami and other guys there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
That's very interesting. I'm glad I learned more about you, Lazarus, and also about you, Sean, and what you guys are doing. So thank you for coming down to Zim. Lazarus did a good job bringing another person down to Zim. So I wish you guys on the rest of your tour of Zim good luck. And yeah, thank you for sitting in the Fanzone with us.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this episode, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts and opinions about what was discussed today, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.